7:13, the Geeks are in the studio dancing. They look like human fidget spinners. That's what. Now, they're here to talk tech, and we're going to start with drones. There's a new one that's coming out.
We love talking about drones.
Yep.
DJI, the most successful manufacturer of them, has yet another model.
Okay.
Now, I think around Christmas we talked about the DJI, their Mavic Pro, which was about the size of maybe a bread box.
Right.
But now they have the DJI Spark. It is 10 ounces. That means it weighs less than a can of soda. It is 3x6. It now fits in a coat pocket instead of maybe a cargo pant pocket.
And it's got a camera on it?
Yep, it's definitely got a camera on it, a 2-axis gimbal for stabilization, but the key here is that it is $4.99. So that puts it right between those toy drones you get at the toy store just to crash into walls for fun, and something that you can take serious photography with. This is almost considered the perfect selfie drone. In fact, you launch it from your hand, it recognizes your face, you can have it follow you, and you can use hand gestures to tell it what you want it to do. Go up, go down, and if you make the little picture symbol with your fingers like this, it takes the picture.
That's amazing. So, and if I'd say if you're going for a jog or a bike ride, it will follow?
Yep, it can follow. It can do a nice orbit cinematic move, and it's really cool. It comes in colors like red, green, blue, yellow, 1080p, 12 megapixel camera. It is not like Hollywood quality, but this is definitely a great first drone.
And the price is probably the most important thing,
$4.99.
$4.99. Okay, there's a lot of these speakers in homes now that you can interact with that provide services. There's something new from Google.
So Google had their Google I/O just a couple of weeks ago, and they provided some new features to their Google Home. The Google Home has been around for a little while, but it has now the ability to connect Bluetooth. You can actually make calls to it, so you can actually tell it, Google, call my mom, and it can differentiate between you saying call my mom or me saying call my mom.
So it knows whose mom it's
Yeah, right.
It's amazing.
And so it can also take, we talked about the Amazon Echo or Amazon Screen. Well, what Google Home does is that it can take recipes and it can take photos and it can push it to Chromecast. So that'll be on your TV.
Right there on the big screen.
Yeah, so it's really giving, I think, Amazon a competition, and I think it's probably like the device to keep an eye on.
Is this one of the bigger growth areas for hardware? I
mean,
well, definitely, definitely for the home, and Google also came out with something called Assistant. And that's now available for iOS. And you can actually, it's going to be competing with Siri. And it has a nice interface, and you can actually ask it questions, and it can get, direct it to home.
Do you have one? Do you have, what do you have?
No, I have Assistant because I have an iOS. Okay. I am thinking about getting Home.
What do you have? Do you have one?
I have an Alexa. Yeah.
Do all your friends have it?
Many. For $50, it's fun just to play with.
Yeah.
But the thing with the Home is that you can make a call, and it'll call your phone, as opposed to the Echo, right? Which calls only Alexa, calls other Echoes.
And you had some development in
this
area,
right on that line, Andy Rubin, the creator of Android, just announced his company called Element, and they're coming out with their competitor to the Amazon Echo or the Google Home, and they're calling it the Element Home. But they're saying that their differentiator is two things. One, it's going to have a screen on it, so it can show you things like the weather or give you buttons to make selections. And more importantly, they're going to focus on privacy. So all the calculations happen on the device. Nothing's going up to the cloud. You can turn on and off your lights, but you're the only one who knows that your lights are on.
That's a good selling point. That's a good differentiation, I think, because that security's been a concern with these pieces of equipment. Now, they're on the radio on Hawaii Public Radio. Give us the details.
Well, we're going to be talking about invasive bug species. So we're going to focus on things like the coconut rhinoceros beetle and what the folks over at the Department of Agriculture are actually doing to identify where they are and how to get rid of them.
And it's on
6:30 p.m. on HPR1.
There you go. It's called Bytemarks Cafe. Check it out. And we appreciate the Geeks when they come to the studio here. Thanks, guys, very much. We'll take a break. Be back with more Sunrise in just a couple of moments.
Do the swim.
What's the swim?
Yeah.